Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Bandho mui savadana mati. Bandho mui savadana mati. Jahara prashadi vai e bhavatoriya jai. Jahara prashadi vai e bhavatoriya jai. Krishna prapti hoyaha hoite. Krishna prapti hoyaha hoite. Guru mukha padma vakya chitite koriya aikya. Guru mukha padma vakya chitite koriya aikya. Arana koriyo mane asha. Arana koriyo mane asha. Shri Guru Charani Rati Eshe Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charani Rati Eshe Uttama Gati. Je prasade puri sarva asha. Je prasade puri sarva asha. चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से. चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से. दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो. दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो. Prema bhakti aha hoite avidya vinasa jate. Prema bhakti aha hoite avidya vinasa jate. O Vedigaya Haracharito Vedigaya Haracharito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. O Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana Srila Prabhupada Lokera Jivana Srila Prabhupada Lokera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ha ha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Oh ha ha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ha ha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya O Ebejas Gusuk Tribhuvana Ebejas Gusuk Tribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jayo Jayo Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jaya Prabhupada Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Dishatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everybody, Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Everybody, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahans Parivachakacharya Stotar Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanar Vrinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem Kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Shri Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Navdeep Mayapur Dham ki Purushottam Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Jamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi ki Tulsi Maharani ki Kaligu Pavan Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Brihat Mridang Transcendental Book Distribution ki Transcendental Prasadam Distribution ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord birth after birth. From him ecstatic prem emanates, and by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि गो. Hare Krishna everyone. So welcome you all to our Sunday Feast program. Strange enough, we have a sun out today, sun on Sunday. So let's enjoy the sun while we can. Thank you everyone for coming today. Today we'll be discussing the 4th verse from the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. So this is there on the screen now. This chapter, 3rd chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, called Karma Yoga. It's a very interesting chapter. You know, some of the common questions that we have about spiritual life, you know, very basic questions, you know, they are all answered in this chapter. So we are going very slowly, verse by verse, you know, every Sunday we just do one verse at a time. But we can go a bit dive, you know, deeper into these verses, and then we can have any questions, you know, we can clarify those questions. So today's verse, it is there on the screen. Let's do Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and then the verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Na karmanam anarambhan, na karmanan anarambhan, naishkarmyam purusho shnute, naishkarmyam purusho shnute. Na sanyasanad eva, na cha sanyasanad eva, siddhim samadhi gacchati, siddhim samadhi gacchati. Na karmanam anarambhan, naishkarmyam purusho-shnute, na cha sanyasanadeva, siddhim samadhi gacchati. Na karmanam anarambhan, naishkarmyam purusho-shnute, na cha sanyasanadeva, siddhim samadhi gacchati. Na karmanamanrambhan, naishkarmyam purusho-shnute, na cha sanyasanadeva, siddhim samadhi gacchati. Anybody like to repeat? Na karmanam manarambhan naishkarmyam purushoshnute na cha sannyasana deva siddhim samadhi gacchati. Anybody else? Na karmana manarambhan naishkarmyam purushoshnute na cha sannyasana deva siddhim samadhi gacchati. Na karmana manarambhan naishkarmyam purushoshnute na cha sannyasana deva siddhim samadhi gacchati. Word by word translation. Na, not. Karmanam, of prescribed duties. Anarambhat, by not performance. Neshkarmyam, freedom from reaction. Purusha, a man. Ashnute, achieves. Na, nor. Cha, also. Sannyasanat, by renunciation. Eva, simply. Siddhim, success. Samadhi gacchati, attains. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. Please repeat after me. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. Purport. The renounced order of life can be accepted when one has been purified by the discharge of the prescribed form of duties which are laid down just to purify the hearts of materialistic men. Without purification, one cannot attain success by abruptly adopting the fourth order of life, sannyas. According to the empirical philosophers, simply by adopting sannyas, nor retiring from fruitive activities, one at once becomes as good as Narayana. But Lord Krishna does not approve this principle. Without purification of heart, sannyas is simply a disturbance to the social order. I repeat this line. Without purification of heart, sannyas is simply a disturbance to the social order. On the other hand, if someone takes to the transcendental service of the Lord, even without discharging his prescribed duties, whatever he may be able to advance in the cause is accepted by the Lord. Buddhi Yoga. Svalpam api yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a slight performance of such a principle enables one to overcome great difficulties. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितां तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। Hare Krishna. So translation of today's shloka is: not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. Hare Krishna. So our chapter, we are very beginning of this chapter. We are the fourth shloka, and this chapter is titled Karma Yoga. Now, it's a very interesting title of this chapter. Karma and Yoga. Practically everybody in this world knows these two words. Even if you're not from India, still this word is very famous, isn't it? Karma and Yoga. What do we understand by karma? What is the general understanding of karma? Anybody? What is karma? To say something? Reaction to your action. Yeah. So karma says, this is karma coming to you. You've done some action, so reaction is coming to you. So karma is like a coin. It has got two sides, action and reaction. And the whole world accepts it. There is no such action without reaction. And if there is a reaction, there must be an action. It's not something great spiritual understanding. It's common sense. Even a child will understand. So that is karma. What is yoga? What does yoga means? Hare Krishna, Ishan. Welcome back. Hare Krishna. Yoga. What do we understand by yoga? What does yoga means? To connect. But generally, our understanding is yoga means gymnastics. Sit down, some breathing exercise, then some asana, some postures, and that's what we understand. But that's a very, very, basic, form of yoga. These postures, breathing, and then, these are all to make your body calm, your mind calm, your body a bit supple. So do not have any bodily disturbance. But then you go forward. There are 9 stages of yoga ladder. And this gymnastic comes at the very beginning level. At the end, it is called samadhi. Samadhi means you are completely absorbed in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That means you connected yourself to the Supreme. That is yoga. So in this chapter is all about karma yoga. How do we connect our action to the Supreme? Does it make sense? Yeah. Karma yoga means how do we our day-to-day activities we connect to the Supreme. So we'll make it bit simplified. Our today's title of our talk is Purification before Renunciation. Because in Shloka, Prabhupada or the Krishna Radha talks about 2 things. What is the first thing? Krishna says, not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction. Hare Krishna Mataji. So in this world, those who are, little bit conscious of what's going around the world, they think, I understand karma. Every action has reaction. And many a times people come to the conclusion, no matter what action I do, my reactions are always bad. Have you heard these people saying? No matter what I do, I always suffer. I do not know what action to take. So that person doesn't know what is good action, what is bad action. So he comes to a conclusion. Let me not do any action. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Welcome back Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So he says, let me not do any action. Because no matter what I do, I get bad reaction. So let me become just, a passive. Just stay at home, lie down on my couch or sofa or whatever. And just watch TV. I don't do any action. So people come to this conclusion. And the next one, Krishna says, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. But someone who is a bit more intelligent, they think, this world, it's dukkhalayama shashvatam. This action and reaction people are after. He becomes little knowledgeable. So he renounces the action. He becomes more intelligent. He says, let me become sadhu. Have you heard of this word, sadhu? Or a sage or a saint? They are in a renounced order of life. They have come to this conclusion. Many reasons. Maybe they are frustrated with the material world, or they are unsuccessful in this world. And they take to the spiritual path or the 4th stage of our life called sannyas abruptly. So they haven't understood the actual spiritual qualification required to attain the 4th stage of life. You may ask, what are these 4 stages? So Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna, later on, he will say, Chatuvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. I said our life, it is divided into 4 parts. First is the student part, where we learn about, who am I, what is this world, and little science about this world. So you acquire knowledge. And that is called Brahmacharya Ashram, a student. And next is the Grahastha Ashram, where you get married, you have a family, and you look after the family and do your job, and that's your Grahastha Ashram. And third one is Vanaprastha, where you retire from the active life. You're still in the family, but now you are more focusing on your spiritual life. And then the fourth ashram is sannyas, where you leave the house, you constantly travel, completely focused on your spiritual life and completely dependent on the mercy of Krishna. You constantly travel and you share your experience, what you've gathered from your earlier 3 ashram, your brahmacharya, grahastha and vanprastha. You share your experience. And this is considered the most sacred ashram of our life, called sannyas. But to achieve that ashram, you require purification. You cannot abruptly, Prabhupada says here, you cannot abruptly go to that ashram or renunciation or sannyas. If you do that, you will be simply a disturbance to the society. If your sannyas is not pure, if you haven't heard, if you haven't learned or you haven't achieved the necessary purification required for sannyas, you will suffer and you will just create the chaos in the society. So here, Krishna, before talking about what action one should do, he first says what is not to be done. Sometimes when we want to buy something or we want to achieve something, we say, this direction I am definitely not going. For example, if you want to buy a mobile phone, so you say, no, which model shall I buy the mobile phone? First you say, I'm definitely not buying Android phone, or I'm definitely not buying the iPhone or Apple phone. So at least one thing that you have stopped. So you're not researching more into it. So here Krishna one says, one should not be passive. One should not simply decide not to act in this world. And second thing, one should not abruptly, immaturely accept the sannyas order. You must have seen those who are from Indian subcontinent. There are some, we say sadhus, so-called sadhus. Yeah, they abruptly take sannyas order. They just go round and round. They beg door to door, and there is no purification in the heart. Sometimes they smoke some bidi or something, and sooner or later, they go back again. They married to some girl or lady, and again back to the materialistic life. So this immature sannyas or immaturely accepting the fourth order of life, it is not recommended. So here in this shloka, Krishna is saying, don't abruptly take the sannyas order. So Prabhupada, in the last, says, if both are not required, then Prabhupada gives little prelude, what is to be taken. So Prabhupada says here, without purification of heart, sannyas is simply a disturbance to the social order. And then what is the solution? On the other hand, if someone takes to the transcendental service of the Lord, even without discharging his prescribed duties, whatever he may be able to advance is in the cause is accepted by the Lord, is accepted by the Lord. Prabhupada said there should be a balance. You have to act in this world. You cannot live in this world without any action. Is it possible? Can we live in this world without any action? Can you just simply sit here, and say, I'm not going to do any activity? But Krishna says, you're breathing. Breathing is an action. Do you know how many germs are going in and out? While you're breathing, your mind is still active. Can you stop the mind? So the action of mind also. And if you're not purified enough, your mind will just, slowly, loading so many desires. And, at some point in time will just burst. And you'll be very much active. Anybody knows any story of this kind? Where somebody controlled, no action whatsoever. But something happens, and he comes out and becomes, very active. Maybe you don't know, I'll remind again. There is one story of Muni called Sobaru Muni. This Muni, he said, I do not want any disturbance in the life. No action, no reaction. If somebody will come to me, then only, they'll try to disturb me. What I'll do, I'll go under the water, where nobody can see me. I'll control my breath. Yeah, here is, just see, he is not even breathing. He's not even breathing inside. Completely, there is no action he is taking. But his mind is active. So one day while he is meditating, he sees a couple, a male fish and female fish. And they are roaming around. Nice stroll in the water, picnic. Say, male fish and female fish. He just sees that and his senses go overdrive. He says, I also must get married. So he just comes out of the meditation, and marries to a girl, and his action starts. So what does this story say? Even if you are not doing physical activity, your mind will still be active. And that is also an action. It might not be physically visible action, but it's just loading, in your existence, in your consciousness. At some point, something will trigger, and that, controlled or kind of restrained action comes into the forefront, and you become very active. Does it all make sense? Do you all agree that we cannot live without action? There has to be action. You cannot live without action. So Krishna says, don't just stop the action, and don't also just abruptly renounce everything. So what is the solution? Krishna says, bhakti, devotional service. Both of our action and renunciation, they both has to be balanced. If you have to live in this world, if you want to chant Hare Krishna, yes, you can chant Hare Krishna. You can chant for 3-4 hours. After 4 hours, prasad, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm cold, I need the heating, I need some clothes, So these are the basic needs, our bodily needs. And for that, those needs, you have to work. Simply chant Hare Krishna and somebody will say, okay, Prabhuji, I'm so happy with you. You're chanting all the time. Here is the prasad. You eat it. Sometimes people will give, but you can't just depend on it. So if you want to practice your Krishna consciousness, you have to earn some money. You have to, to put a food on the table. You need money. And for money, you have to work. So even if you're a devotee, you have to work. So Krishna here says, make a balance. So when you're talking for a balance, Here you see, what action shall I take now? So there are different degrees of action. I'm a devotee. I know that I cannot live without action. So what shall I do? So the first action is that whatever is your prescribed duty, you must perform them. You can't just ignore it. I will not go in details of the other ashram. I'll come straight to our local condition. Now we are all family men. Family means your husband and wife, you have children, or some of might have even grandchildren. So what is your first duty? Your first duty is to look after the family. Make sure they are comfortable. Make sure they have a nice house. And then you have a duty towards your, community or society. Those if you have taken responsibilities. So those prescribed duty you must perform. If you ignore your prescribed duties, then you can't achieve the balance. If there is no peace in the family, no peace in the society, then how can you become a devotee? So everybody has to do your duty. So I'll go in this duty section a bit deeper now. So have you heard of this term called sakama karma or fruitive activity? In this activity, you do the action expecting some result. Best example is our job, those who are working as a salaried man. You work in your office 9 to 5 or whatever hours. Why are you working? Because you are expecting your boss at the end of the week or a month is going to pay you. If he doesn't pay you, would you still work? How many of you say, I'll still work? Even in a second you think, your company is going to close down. Next moment you're out of the office. I know my boss is poor, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have anything to pay. You simply just come out. So this is just one example, but there are so many activities. You're doing some action, some work, expecting some result for your own benefit. If that result is not there, you are not interested in that activity. That is called sakama work, sakama karma or fruitive activity. And there is something called nishkama karma, where you are performing your duty simply because it is prescribed, it is your duty. No matter what result comes out, you will do it. So, anybody knows any example of nishkam karma? Somebody is working out of just duty. Whether he gets paid, whether he gets any result, he doesn't care. Any example? Taking care of kids. Okay. Okay, family, family. And looking after family, nishkam karma. It is not always nishkama. If children starts, ridiculing you, and as a father I'm telling, if children starts ridiculing you, say, hey, get out of my house. Or, wife, or child or husband, there is not nishkama work, You're expecting some dignity or respect. If that is not there, you don't continue anymore. So that's why there are so many, relationships breaking down nowadays. Because it's not nishkam. There is sakam. There is some expectations is there. I'll give you an example of a teacher in a school. A teacher in a school, he or she is very diligently, sincerely teaching the best to the students. what is he expecting in return? He said, I don't care. I'm just teaching. Whether these students will succeed or not in the exam, that's not in my hand. You teach the students the best you can. But the students on the day of exam leaves the paper blank. They all fail. People say, hey, they are your students. They have got 0 marks in the exam, or they didn't do well. So he is not attached to his work. When students do the well, they say, oh, this is your student. They have done such a good job. The teacher, he is nishkam. He said, I have done my best. It is up to the children to perform. These are not in my control. They can study at home, they can study nicely on the day of exam. If they write the right questions, right answers to the questions, they'll pass, otherwise they'll fail. But from my side, I've given them the best I can teach them. This is nishkam karma. He's not attached to what results will come out. So the first form of action that we should do is duty. Certain duties, we have to do. We have to do nishkam. No matter what results come along, you are doing it. But there are some actions you have to do sakam karma. I'm sorry to say, as a devotee, you have to do some sakama karma. You're doing your job. If your employer does not pay you, you cannot say, oh, love, I love you, I'm a devotee. Even if you don't pay me, I'll keep coming to the office. No, you won't survive. You have to, change a job, go to a place that can pay you properly. So you have to do some sakama karma. But then you have to do nishkama karma also, a duty. As a husband, as a wife, as a community member, you have to have some duty. Just perform your duty, no matter what result comes out. Do your duty. And the next set of action one should do is action recommended by Krishna. So doing duty is great, wonderful. But above the duty, it is what Krishna says, what action shall I be taking? To know that, you have to come every Sunday, Bhagavad-Gita class will tell you what is recommended by Krishna. And then there is the one activity, one higher than what is prescribed by Krishna. And that activity is the action which are pleasing to Krishna. It might not be recommended in the scripture. It might not be your duty. But there are certain action which is pleasing to Krishna. Then you should do that activity. It's a very high form of activity, high form of action. To find out what is pleasing to Krishna, you require proper guidance. You need a guru. You need a proper devotee, friends, community around you to find out what exactly is pleasing to Krishna. Does it all make sense so far? What action shall we be taking? First, the basic action is duty. What is your duty? Now this duty changes from time to time. When you are a student, what is your duty? Your duty is to be the best student. Learn to your best ability, your brahmacharya ashram. Learn to your best ability what teacher is teaching you. Then comes the next ashram, grahastha. You are either a husband or a wife and you are working. So do your best. Be the best husband, best wife. Look after each other nicely. If you are a businessman, you're doing a job, do your best. Get the best for your family. So again, the duty there changes. People in this world, they do this duty very nicely. Now the third stage, vanaprastha, that hardly anybody follows. Retired life. In retired life, what should be retiring from? Retiring from the so-called material activities. completely focused on the spiritual activity. That actually is your duty. Now this duty is to yourself. So far you have lived your life for your family and your relatives. Now in Vanaprastha you live life for yourself. That how do I now focus completely on my spiritual life? So that is Vanaprastha. This is your duty to your own self. And next is sannyas. Now what is your duty? Your duty is to now completely focus in your duty to yourself, completely focus in your spiritual life, no distraction whatsoever. And share what you have gained in your life. Share with everybody else. You should travel. A sannyasi doesn't have a house. A sannyasi doesn't have any possession whatsoever. He's constantly traveling. And he's sharing with himself, with the society, the spiritual experience that he had, and he helps everyone. So duty keeps changing, but one should perform his duty all the time. And above the duty is the action recommended by Krishna. And the top activities, action which are pleasing to Krishna. Too much philosophy for last 30 to 35 minutes, done a lot of philosophy. The next question which should come naturally into our heart, too much philosophy, nishkam karma, sakam karma, this duty, that duty. I am a normal dude or man or a woman in Stoke-on-Trent. How do I apply this principle in my day-to-day living? What is practical for me? So we can learn the practical of how the other people, we can see the example, how the other people, they live their life with this principle. So we'll take two stories that how this person or group of person who have lived their life with complete balance. They did their duties at the same time. They did all their activities which are pleasing to Krishna. So we'll take one brahmachari life. Brahmachari is somebody who is not married, who is completely, given up everything in the service of Krishna. But still he balanced his activities. Some days back, we celebrated Hanuman Jayanti. Lord Hanuman. He is the best example of a brahmachari who balanced his activities so nicely. So Hanumanji, all his life, he did so many service for Ram. But when it came to hearing Ram Katha or chanting the name of Ram, he would just sit down and do the Ram Katha. But when it required some, service to be done, he did, super giant activities. There are many services he did, but one service that we'll just remember now. It's nice to remember Ramayana again. In Ramayana, it so happened that at one time, both Ram and Lakshman became unconscious. They were wounded in the battle, and it required one medicine from a very distant place. So Hanuman was told, if the Ram and Lakshman doesn't get this medicine, which is in Himalayas, by the morning before the sunrise, if they don't get this medicine, they will die. So they told, who can do this? So Hanuman, he can fly so fast. He can do it. So Hanuman, he said, yes, tell me which medicine. He said, go to this mountain, I forgot the mountain name. Go to the Himalayas in this mountain. In this mountain, there is particular Sanjeevani medicine is there. You get this medicine, be fast. So Hanuman, he went there, Himalayas. From south of India, he went to the north of India. How many hours the plane takes nowadays? About 4 hours at least. Hanuman went even faster than that. He flew there. He went there. He went to the mountain. And it's an emergency. And he went to the place. Where is this medicine? The doctor said, it will look like this. He says, I can't find it. So he searched and searched, but he couldn't find it. But he knew that, as per the instruction, this medicine is there in this mountain. So, if it would have been you and me, you would have said, I can't find the medicine. Sorry, bad luck. I'll go back. Sorry, I can't find the medicine. Hanuman said, no, I must do my duty. For this duty, what shall I be doing? I can't find the medicine. Get the whole mountain. So Hanuman, he just lifted the whole mountain. And, he flew with the mountain. There's a very famous picture of Hanuman. Nowadays people, they hang in the car, a mountain, Hanuman flying with a mountain. Very famous picture. And he came to, the South India again, Lanka again. And so the point of this story is that he balanced his activity. For that service it required to lift the mountain, which is a very, you can say a physical activity, but he balanced it. So you might ask the next question, Prabhuji, this is happened in Treta, in Ram's pastime. We are in 2026. How do we, relate it to our normal day-to-day life? So there is another story. In our Hare Krishna, ISKCON society, there was this one devotee, his name was Jayananda. He became a devotee, started living in a temple, and he was a brahmachari, he had no family. Now he could have easily, lived a very devotional life in the temple, do service in the temple, and chant as Hare Krishna. And nobody would have asked him to do anything else. He was a very best devotee one can find. But he knew at some point, that in our temple we do not have enough money, to sustain our temple. So he said, I need some money, but how do I get money? What's the easiest way to get money? I said, I can drive. So let me become taxi driver. So he became taxi driver. In the streets of San Francisco, he would drive taxi. The whole day, he would drive taxi. They come back in the evening, and then again read Bhagavad-Gita class in the temple, and then be with the devotees. Next morning, do the Mangalarti, class. Again go out. And then again drive a taxi. And while driving a taxi, he would do subtle preaching to the people. He asked the people, are you happy? No, I'm not happy. Here is Bhagavad-Gita. Read Bhagavad-Gita, you'll be happy. If they ask other questions, you will spiritually help them. So this is another example. He didn't simply sit down in the temple. He would require to do some work. He worked as a taxi driver. So this is one example of a brahmachari. Then there is another example of a married family life. We all are mostly, some are just got married, some are thinking of getting married, some are already married, have children, grandchildren. So there's a story of Pandavas. Pandavas were great devotees with lots and lots of responsibilities, but they balanced their work. As a royal family, they looked after their kingdom so nicely. They even had to fight a war to get their rights. But they did it. They didn't say, no, we are devotees. We are renounced. In fact, in Bhagavad-Gita, Arjuna at one point in time said in first chapter, Krishna, it is better I go to the jungle, renounce everything rather than fighting for this kingdom. Krishna said, you're a fool number one. You can't do that. So he fought the war. And then he got the kingdom. And then, he had all Pandavas, they were married men. They had many children. There's so many responsibilities they had. But they were still, they did all their duties. At the same time, looked after their spiritual life very nicely. So this is an example of, those who are in the married life, grahastha life, still balancing their activity. And then, nowadays, in our ISKCON movement, there are so many examples of married couples. They get married, they have a house, they have children, they have a job, they have business. But still, they are balancing their life. They are not just simply, prematurely renouncing the world. They're doing their activity in their jobs, and they do all their activity to the best ability. Some of them are, the most famous, person in their respective field. I do not want to give their names in our public class, but I know there are businessmen. They have business of billions of dollars. And to look after that business, it requires every minute of your life is properly managed. So they do that, they look after the business very nicely. But still they are chanting their 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day, which takes 2 hours. They still come to the temple and look after the devotees, look after the temple management. And whatever is required, very famous story of Ambarish Prabhu. I know many of you know Ambarish Prabhu. He's a great grandson of Henry Ford, the entire Ford empire, the Ford car that you see. He's a great grandson of the family, and he's a devotee. But he is now helping devotees to build, the world's biggest temple in Mayapur, Temple of Vedic Planetarium. He's getting old, but still, he is so, diligently, with so much sincerity. Prabhupada gave him this service when he was young. You are a rich man. When you should help building this temple. So he did not just, Prabhupada told me, so let me just donate, few millions, and that would be my service. No, he's managing it, how it should be done. He's giving complete, focus. How simply giving money is not enough. So how it should be built, how it should be like this. Hire the best architect, hire the best, technicians. And that temple is ready now, almost ready. In a year's time, it will be inaugurated. Possibly one day we'll all go together, to Mayapur to see this temple. It's the best example of balancing your life. He's a family man, he's a big empire to look after. He has a family. Still, he's serving, the Lord as a great devotee. And then I know there are certain, research scientists, they are devotees. And then they do, their research, and they are very well known in their faculty. Even if I tell their names, you won't recognize them, but they're great in their own family, on their field. But, if you see talking about their research in some big conference, you won't even recognize the devotee. But if you go to one of the nearest Hare Krishna temple, he'll be sitting down in the corner with a bit bag in his hand, the kanthimala on his neck, and he's a devotee. there are soldiers who are devotees. They are, fighting the war for their country. They have to go and kill people. It's a horrendous job. Still they are a devotee. I know some of the devotees, they fought their war in some of the Middle Eastern countries. But in the evening when they come back, here's a small altar, and they do their arti and they chant Hare Krishna. The next morning they take the gun and go and fight the war. There's one lady, she was a lady soldier. She's fighting the war as a lady, but she's a devotee. So if these people can balance their life, of course we can balance our own life. So how do we balance? What are the tips and tricks of balancing in our life, staying in Stoke-on-Trent? So I made some points, hopefully it will help you. The first point is that we should do our duty, and for our duty we should earn very respectable income in the respectable job. Devotee doesn't mean that you are just surviving on the charity or your reserves. No, you should do a respectable job, business, lawful job, and have a respectable income. One should do that. That's your first primary goal. And if you're a family, look after your children and wife very nicely. Look after husband and wife, look after their health is okay. If your children, make sure they get the best education and they're the best upbringing in the school, of course at home. And as a family, you should all have a recreation. Recreation. Now what is recreation? Anybody heard this word recreation before? We should have some entertainment, some going out, some picnic, but it should be devotional. So, just yesterday, we are planning our temple retreat in a nearby place. So we'll go for a recreation. We'll all go together, have a little picnic, and we'll see how devotees, how they get together, and then they do recreational activity. So we should have a recreation activity. As a devotee, you should go to yatra. Go to the holy place whenever time permits. Either yatra within the Britain, or go to Europe, or go to India, or any other place. But some spiritual yatra, something going out together as a family or with the group of devotees. They should do yatra. In English you call it pilgrimage. We should do that. So that way we can balance our life. And then we should have the practical engagement. We should do some service in the temple. Krishna has provided such a beautiful temple, in Stoke here. We should do some service in the temple. There are so many services are required. You should ask for the services nobody gives you. No, what do I do? How can I be engaged? I know one of our devotee here, she started coming last few weeks. Says, Prabhuji, how can I engage? Please tell me. So we should do some service in the temple. I know many of you just came from the kitchen. You were cooking. Some of the devotees were painting our walls. Last few weeks. And there's so many other service. You see nice decoration in our temple, these cows and so many things. Nick Prabhu did that. So there's so many services are there. One should do service. And sometimes, if you're so busy, you can't do service in the temple. And this is the last and least thing you should do. Give some donation to the temple. Some money. So if you don't have time and energy to come to the temple, then you're earning outside. Give some portion of your income to the temple, and that will be engaged in Krishna's service. So that way, we can balance our life. So dear devotees, today we tried to understand this shloka of Bhagavad-Gita 3.4, where Krishna says, not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. So we require action. We cannot live without any action, without karma. We have to have action. And we cannot prematurely renounce the world. So these are the two things Krishna said. Don't do these two things. Don't just live passive life without any action, or don't just prematurely renounce the activities of this world. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Anybody's any question? I'm sorry it was a bit hard for, serious class. Yes, better. Bit of a premature question for your age. But since you asked, if it helps you in 50 years down the line, then this is the answer for you today. His question is that how do we know that we are ready for sannyas? There are certain signs are given, like Prabhupada, he took sannyas. His Guru Maharaj came into his dream. He said, take sannyas, leave home and preach. But that's Prabhupada. Not everybody is Prabhupada. Not in everybody's life, Krishna will come or Guru will come and say, now you take sannyas. But in general, we should have authority on top of us who can, measure or supervise our activities. And if they are satisfied and if they recommend that you are ready for sannyas, then you take sannyas. Like in ISKCON, we have a sannyas ministry. Not everybody can just take sannyas. They are group of devotees. If anybody has any desire, they reveal their desire. But then they are observed for number of years, and they are checked whether they have necessary purity required to take sannyas. Only then they are offered sannyas. So I don't know whether I'll ever take sannyas, but this is how, if I tell anybody needs to take sannyas, this is the process. Does it answer your question? Okay, so there has to be authority. Some sannyas has to be given. You can't take sannyas. It has to be given, by the authority, or like in old days when before the ISKCON, the God brothers, they will recommend their other devotees, saying, you are purified enough, you are pure enough, take sannyas. Then they take sannyas. Hare Krishna. Anybody aspiring for sannyas? No? You're all laughing. But it's a nice ashram. Lot of traveling. Yes. So in sannyas ashram, in that ashram, you are completely dependent on mercy of Krishna. In that ashram, you are not trying to maintain your body, of course you try to maintain your health, as much as possible, but you are not actively like in a grahastha ashram. You are so conscious about your needs and uh, your needs or whatever you require. You're completely dependent on the mercy of Krishna. Balance, yeah. Yes. For that ashram, the balance is that now we are completely focusing on spiritual life. Every ashram, like this balance we talked about, it is mostly to our grahastha ashram. Now our whole talk today was meant for our local understanding. Okay, so for us, this is the balance we must achieve. Okay, when we go to the sannyas ashram, there also has to be balanced. But that tips and tricks of sannyas ashram is completely different. It makes sense? The sannyasi is traveling. He's always traveling. He has to balance that as well. He has to take some minimum hours of nap, some sleep. He has to eat something. He has to look after his body. Then only he can preach, or he can look after the people who come under his shelter. So he has to balance that, but he's not overly endeavoring for that. If you look at Srila Prabhupada's life, he was a sannyasi, constantly traveling. He traveled 13 times across the world within 12 years. And he was completely balancing his life. He would hardly, total number of hours sleep, he would take about between 2 to 3 hours. But 2 hours in the night and 1 hour in the afternoon. And he would take, very minimal prasad, minimum food that is required to maintain his body. And he's constantly traveling. And he would take certain massage, to look after his body nicely. But so he did live a very balanced life. But his entire energy and focus is towards preaching. There is not, using his energy to maintain his family or, relatives and all. That is required when in grahastha ashram. That time, you have to balance it. Make sure our family is looked after very nicely. You earn very nicely. Prabhupada was not doing any job. He was just living out of donation. Does it answer your question? Yeah. So in every ashram, you have to do balancing act. You cannot blindly do it. But every ashram has got different balancing act. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Yes, Prabhuji. Did you get his question? So a person who wants to become devotee, but he's a butcher. He can't wear kanti mala and start killing, any person. There's a story in Srimad Bhagavatam, Mrigarari the hunter. Where Mrigarari, he was worse than butcher. He will half kill the animal. He'll go to the forest, he will half kill the animal. And when the animals are not dead or not alive, they are just struggling for their life. And he would get the entertainment out of it. That was his Netflix. Seeing the birds, shouting in pain. So this is my entertainment. And this is his livelihood. Then he would, whatever the meat he was getting, he was selling, and that was his living his life. So one day, Narad Muni, he went through the forest and he saw these half-killed animals and said, who is this cruel person doing like this? So he waited there and this Mugrari came and said, why do you do this? He said, this is what I know, how to kill animal. And this is my entertainment. What is wrong with it? Every day, the whole world needs some entertainment. I get my entertainment from the pain of these birds. What is wrong with it? Narada says, everything is wrong about it. Do you know what reaction you will get? So he said, this is the reaction you get. Narad Muni showed him some, in movies get flashback. He showed him flash forward. What kind of punishment is waiting for you in the hell. So he got a little scared. Not scared, little, too much scared. Then he changed his answer. He said, I'm not doing it for myself. This is for my family. If I don't do this, they won't get any, how did they survive? I have to earn for them. This is the only job I know. So if you're doing for a family, then, your family should share the punishment that you are going to get. Go and ask your family if they're ready to share your punishment. So he went home, said, my dear wife, I just realized I'm due some great punishment because of my job. Would you please share half of my punishment? Said, get out. That was a duty. I'm not going to share your punishment. He went to the children. Children, I did it for you. Children says, Father, that's your duty. Why you're asking for us? This was duty. We are not going to share your punishment. So then he came back to Narad Muni. Narad Muni, I think I'm going to fix here. None of my family members are going to share my punishment. Can you please help me? Narad Muni, yes, I can help you. First thing, break your bow. What does it mean that? Leave your job. If there are certain jobs, it really gets you, terrible reaction. So you should leave that job. You can do some other job. You can be a soldier in the army. You know how to write. They can be. So it's not that there are jobs in this world that people can only do one job and can live. They can change their job. You just need money, no? There are thousands of other jobs are there. Get trained and get job, earn money from that person. And I have seen, in devotees' personal lives, sometimes, Krishna is tested. They are offered a job, very high-paying job, but not falling in the 4 regulative principles. And they left the job. They didn't accept that job. They sacrificed. But down the years, they got other alternative job and they are earning far better than, the previous job that they were offered. So if Krishna tests you with a situation like this, and if you take the right decision, Krishna will help you. He'll find you a right job. So answer to your question is that, if you are a butcher and if you want to become a devotee, having any balance. The first balancing act is that leave the job. And then you will find alternative job. Because you sacrifice, Krishna will look after you. There's another story which is not far off, in this 500 years back. There's one prostitute. She was sent by a very wicked man to Haridas Thakur to defame him. And this lady came for 3 consecutive nights. Says, Haridas Thakur, please, fulfill my desire. Haridas Thakur said, I haven't finished my chanting. You come tomorrow night. Next night, he said, sorry, I've not finished my chanting. Then 3rd night, by these 3 nights, she heard this pure chanting from Haridas Thakur and her heart changed. Nishul Haridas Thakur, sorry, actually I came with a very bad intention to defame your glory. I was sent by these wicked men to just defame you. But now I realized, I've done such a terrible, just about to terrible things. Please forgive me, and please accept me as your disciple. So how do I rectify myself? The prostitute is asking. Maridas Thakur said, first, give away all your wealth that you earned from that horrible job. And, give it to the Brahmins. And she donated everything. Then she says, shave your head. And this is the hut where I used to live. You stay here. I'm leaving this place now. The rest of your life, you just chant Hare Krishna. There's a nice Tulsi plant is there. You sit next to it and chant Hare Krishna. So now how will I look after myself? He says, don't worry. People will just come and will give you whatever your needs are. And then she was, she's a very great saintly person she became. She had only one occupation to knew how to sell her body. But, she stopped that. And she became a great devotee. There's another story of, I don't know the full story, if anybody remembers the story. There's a lady called Mary Magdalene in the life of Jesus Christ. She was at the similar occupation and she surrendered and she became such a great devotee that she is called a saint, Mary Magdalene, I believe. Anybody from Christian background here? Anybody knows Mary Magdalene? Similar job. So job occupation is not a big deal. You just need a proper guidance and you can take a proper job. Hope it answers your questions. Yeah, thank you. Anybody has any other question? Okay, I think enough of philosophy. After every philosophy, you need philosophy to digest, you need some good prasad. And before good prasad, you need a good kirtan. So let's do kirtan now, and then you'll have the prasadam. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga 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 Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaurahari 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Oh, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Praladadayine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Shilatankanakalaye Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Yato yato yami tato Nrsimho Yato yato yami tato Nrsimho Bahir Nrsimho Hridaye Nrsimho Bahir Nrsimho Hridaye Nrsimho Narasimhamadim Charanam Prabhati Narasimhamadim Charanam Prabhati Tava Kara Kamalavare Naka Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Esha Badrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Shavadrita Nara Hari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Nrsimhadev ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we welcome you all to our Sunday Feast program. Thank you so much for coming. Just a few announcements before we have Prashadam. So as we've been announcing in the last few weeks, one of our biggest festivals of the year is coming up, London Rath Yatra. For those that do not know, London Rath Yatra is one of the biggest festivals of Lord Jagannath outside of India. It's the biggest Rath Yatra that happens outside of India. So that'll be happening on, which day is it again? 24th of May. So because London is so far from us, we are taking a coach load of devotees for a day trip for the London Rath Yatra. So we'll be leaving from the temple early in the morning. Details about that will come later. And we'll be going for the London Rath Yatra, enjoying the entire procession, taking part in pulling the ropes, taking part in the kirtan. And on the way back, we'll be visiting the Bhaktivedanta Mana, the headquarters of the Hare Krishna movement in the UK. And we'll have some more prashadam and some more festivities there, and then we'll have our way back. So today is the day we're actually going to start taking names. So if anyone is interested in coming for the London Rath Yatra and coming on the coach, please speak to myself afterwards and we'll take your names. The cost of the entire trip, including prasadam, travel, and the entire festival is only £35 per head. So please do try and give your names as quick as possible. Last year, the year before that, the coaches fill like that. So try and give as soon as possible. The time is coming quite soon now. So if you haven't already, please do give your name to me. Other than that, we have another festival coming up just before London Rath Yatra. We have Narsimha Chaturdashi coming up in, what's the date it's coming? 30th. So not that date, because it's a Thursday, I think. We're having Narsimha Chaturdashi the Sunday after. So the Sunday after the 30th will be our Narsimha Chaturdashi festival. 3rd of May. So please do block out your calendars for that amazing festival. It's one of the biggest festivals in the year. We'll have an Abhishek, we'll have Kirtan, we'll have drama, and lots of prasadam. Other than that, that's all of the festivals coming up. Until then, it'll be Balram Jayanti after a few months. So these are the last few festivals you'll get to be a part of for the next few months. So please do try and come and celebrate with us. Hari Bol. Also, just a small announcement today. If you liked the class today, as Prabhuji was saying, it was a lot of philosophy. But after Prasadam today, we are resuming our reading of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, so the life and biography of Srila Prabhupada. Very small Sangha, you don't have to come, but if you want to hear some more and spend some more time in the temple with the devotees, after Prasadam, we'll be meeting in the temple room to read about Srila Prabhupada, all of his pastimes. So if you have some time, please do come for that. Other than that, do we have any new devotees coming to the temple today? Anyone coming for the first time? No, we're all regulars. So, other than that, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Prasadam ki jai. You can make your way up. Yeah? Oh, Prasadam Prince, yes. You want to do it? You'll do it. The big kid.
Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmini Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavritam Rajan Vishwaso Nevajayate Sharirara Vidyajal Jadendriya Tahe Kal Jive Fele Vishay Sagare तार मध्य जीवायती लोभो मायसु दुर्मती ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय कोरी बार जीव जाय सब प्रसादन दिलो भाई शयनामृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य ताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Gokulanandan Mahaprasadam ki jai. Nitai Go Premanande. Hare Hare Bol. The Prachadam awaits upstairs. Please make your way upstairs. Hare Krishna.